Now, there we go. Now we're recording.
Yay.
It's been so long. I just said this to you off mic. It's been so long since I've talked to you,
I know.
especially on a podcast.
It's been a year.
A year.
It's been a year.
Yeah, I know. We're almost through it. Who are you? What's your name?
I am Stephanie Tyson,
Okay,
and I don't know if I was going to use my last name or not. We're going to go for it.
sure. There you go.
Yeah, and we did Derby together.
Yeah, roller derby. I'm Peter, by the way.
Yeah, and we talk about movies
Yeah,
occasionally.
I'll put this on one of the podcast feeds that I have going. I'm sort of in an identity crisis with what I'm calling each podcast, so it's going to go on one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's December 16th, 2020. I've got you see my Christmas decor is up.
your single sad strand.
Yeah. Look, no, I've got like,
Some in the window.
sort of like around the jail cell over there. There's some more. So thematically appropriate, we're going to talk about movies that have scarred us for life.
Right, because that is what you think about at Christmas time.
Yeah. Right.
Conversation about that with coworkers earlier, because it was the fact that some people like to argue that if a movie is set during Christmas, it is not necessarily a Christmas movie, right? So everybody says Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and there are the people who don't like fun who are like, no, it's not a Christmas movie because it doesn't make me happy or feel joyful or like warm and fuzzy. But like,
I would argue that movie makes me feel super joyful. Like,
right, or like Gremlins, or this is the one that I'm like, how has nobody ever mentioned this before? Batman Returns.
oh, that's a good take.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't seen it since I was like a kid, but I saw somebody had like posted a GIF and I'm like, oh my God, it is a Christmas movie.
Super Christmassy. Yeah, I was just watching it the other day. It's on HBO Max. Because I love those two Tim Burton movies. My hot take is those two Tim Burton movies are the best Batman movies. That's my hot take.
I could get behind that. I'd have to watch them again. It's been a long time, but
They strike the chord of like being fun, but also like pretty actiony. They're the most like I feel like they hit the comic book tone the most.
okay.
Yeah, like the Jerry Bruckheimer ones after that are kind of too over the top, and they're doing like this mix of like 60s Batman and like the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Yeah. I liked Batman Forever, but then I pretty much refused to watch Batman and Robin.
They both blend together. Which one is the bat suit with the nipples?
That's Batman and Robin. The one where you have like jacked out Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, who's supposed to be, like this dweeby little scientist. Which is not saying that like scientists and nerds can't be jacked, but like he was not in the comics.
No, no. Yeah, those are tough watches. And then I think Christian Bale just he doesn't have the chin to be a Batman. His chin is just not Batman quality.
Yeah, all right. And he does have like weird teeth, kind of, but
There's just something about like there's no chiseled jaw for the cowl to live in. It's just kind of like.
Now, see, I thought you would say it's the voice, his like weird, like really gravelly, forced, like.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I don't think Michael Keaton had a. Well, no, actually, his growl was actually more believable. I think. I don't know. All right, but
I don't think any of those were movies that scarred us for life, though.
None of the Batman movies have scarred me for life.
None of the Batman, Gremlins. I haven't ever watched Die Hard, which is, I know, a terrible.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Just why? Like, has it now reached the point of a thing like where your friends are like, oh, you got to, and now you're like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not watching it because you say I have to.
No, not really. Because like I don't know that I've told many people that I haven't ever watched it.
Oh, okay.
It's out now. No, I don't know. It's just not like I don't think I've watched any Die Hard movies ever.
The the first three are like the original three, you know, and then they came back for the fourth one. I feel like the quality control dropped off completely after the fourth one.
Okay.
So because the first three were in the 90s, the first one is great. Second one is kind of a dud. The third one, I mean, the third one I feel like is an underrated super classic. It was going to be a Lethal Weapon movie, and you've got Samuel L. Jackson is in it with uh, Bruce Willis, and because it was going to be a Lethal Weapon movie, they needed like the guy who would have been the Danny Glover character.
Mm-hmm.
So, third one is woof, man. Third one is great. First one is amazing, hands down amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
We
The
got Go ahead, go ahead.
the one that where it's like everybody told me that I needed to watch it and I've never seen it and I just have I had the DVD in my house for a year and I still never watched it is My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some good scenes in it, you know? It's a courtroom drama.
I don't know why. I don't know what, I don't like Joe Pesci.
You don't like Joe Pesci?
I do. I do.
Oh,
But so I don't.
that's maybe the has he starred in anything? I mean, I'm sure he starred in other movies, but like he was the driving force behind that movie. Like he's not a supporting character, he's the star.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other movie that I could think of, which is one I own for some reason, is Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've saw it once in the 90s,
Yeah.
30 years ago. No, 25 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure I bought it in the 90s because, you know,
That was a super 90s movie to buy. Like the Usual Suspects and like Snatch and all that, I think was around that time. Yeah, we were like all super into those crime movies.
yeah.
Didn't scar you for life though, right?
No, no, right. We should actually get onto that topic since we.
No, I this is all I lately I'm all about the tangents on podcasts. I
Okay.
like we can bury this lead. So super scientifically what we did
Mm,
was we have different friend groups. I mean, there's some overlap, but we have different friend groups on Facebook, and we both posted on Facebook about asking our friends what movies have scarred you for life. So
yeah.
we have two different data sets,
Hmm.
right? And I guess what we can do first is maybe just kind of scan through and we'll list the should we start with the most mentioned and then go to least, or least mentioned and go to most?
Um.
Or is that too much work?
Yeah, that might be too much work.
All right.
There are a couple obviously that I know have gotten quite a few mentions, so I can kind of skip those at first. Um,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, and if we'll do it super unscientifically like that. And okay, and then also to add to this, we'll say we each outside of these data sets have our own movies that have scarred us for life.
yes.
Okay. Do you want to start or should I start? What do you want to do?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. I already have mine pulled up. I don't know if you have
Yeah,
yours.
go for it. Go
Okay.
for it. So and how many of your top 3 or whatever were mentioned in this thread?
One.
Okay. So
There
we're
are ones that I agree with, but they weren't what I thought of when I came up with this topic.
okay. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So let's see. Um, somebody mentioned the scene in Reservoir Dogs, with the ear cutting scene.
The oh yeah, stuck in the middle with you scene. Wait, let's I'm
That
sure
we for sure can find like audio or something.
yeah, let's hear. And so live on the podcast, we're gonna look for this clip. So Reservoir, you can see this, right, Steph?
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs ear scene. There it is. Okay. And there's going to be a stupid ad before. No, there's not.
Amazing.
Oh boy. Michael Madsen. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs, 1990. I forget. 93 or so, I think.
Really. Because it was before Pulp Fiction, and like Pulp Fiction, or wasn't it?
Yeah. Ugh. And it's this. I saw Pulp Fiction first, but this is it. I don't think I'd ever seen the level of violence that is in this movie set to such a jaunty song, right?
What's so is it? Like yes, it's jaunty. Yes, there is violence, but it's implied violence because it's like the camera pans away to that empty corner and you hear it, right? And maybe that's more horrific than seeing it because you're just imagining what's happening.
Yeah.
And he's got ear in his hand, and you know.
Is that? Let's see, because I think we're at that part. Is that what happens? In my head, I picture him sawing the fucking ear off. Oh, you're right. Woo! There it is. Pretty scarring, especially for people around our age. I think you're a few years younger than me, so I mean we're talking about people in their 30s. What I've noticed is there's some variance here, but amongst my responses, they're movies that maybe aren't, objectively that disturbing, but it's when you see them. It's like you see them when you're younger and you're unprepared for
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, of course, like horror movies that you saw when you were too young and it just, for whatever reason, freaked you out and it stayed with you, forever. A lot of them, though, which I think is interesting. So, I mean, I could go through more of the horror.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeepers Creepers, the scene where he gets the guy's eyeballs.
I don't know that. Do you know that one?
I haven't watched Jeepers Creepers, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can find it. Jeepers Creepers scene with eyeball. There's a tongue eater scene.
Yeah, I don't know. Since neither of us have seen it, I don't know if we're going to be able
to. Oh, let's describe what we're seeing here. I can see just like the thumbnail. This is a
rent or buy the New Mutants on your go-to app
cares?
for videos.
New
Watch
Mutants.
it now on YouTube.
cut that out.
Okay, so this is the ending. Spoilers for Jeepers Creepers, I guess. We see kind of a naked torso?
Yeah.
Guy. Oh man, and this guy, what are we seeing there? This body is hanging assumedly, and it looks like somebody has either eaten his eyeballs completely out.
Well, yeah, and like the whole other like back half of his head is missing. Clearly, you can see like the room.
That looks ridiculous to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's let it play for the 15 seconds or whatever. Oh, they're really leaning in on this. Yeah, pretty gross. Pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
What the other thing I was going to say about these, for me, what wound up scarring me is like when the internal morality of the movie does not necessitate somebody receiving punishment. Like what's really disturbing to me is when like an innocent person who wasn't doing anything gets killed in a very horrific way.
Okay.
And it's not like in war movies, because I mean to me that's not as disturbing, because you're like an active participant in a war or what have you. But like, speaking of Pulp Fiction, like there's a scene in Pulp Fiction when Marcellus Wallace is getting out of his car after he hit Bruce Willis with it. Like
Yes.
the kind of, or Bruce Willis hit him with the car rather, and then they're shooting at each other, and he hits some bystander lady in the hip, and it's super graphic. Like that kind of thing is super disturbing to me. And when I saw it as a little kid, I was like, but wait, that's a good person. Good people aren't supposed to have the bad things happen to them.
Right.
I'll point it out more on when we get to the list that I had on mine.
Yeah, because a lot of the ones on my list are still not getting to the like top mentions yet.
Okay.
Were ones that involved like animals,
Oof.
like Bambi's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a big one. Somebody else mentioned All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, huh.
It's a very sweet movie, but I can see how it would be very like heart-wrenching, you know.
I don't remember the plot points of that. Like, are they ghosts in the movie? Like the dogs are dead and they're ghosts in the movie, and they're trying to affect things on Earth?
I think what happens is the dog, like Charlie dies, he goes to heaven, or no, maybe he's trying to earn his way into heaven.
Right.
Maybe we should read the synopsis on this.
Let's see. Charles B. Barkin in 1939 and his best friend Itchy Itchiford escaped from the dog pound. He gets killed by a car. Charlie is sent to heaven by default despite not having done any good deeds in his life. And an angel explains to him that because dogs are inherently good and loyal, all dogs go to heaven, are entitled to paradise. He cheats death by stealing a gold watch.
Oh, that's right.
When the watch stops again, he would be sent to hell. However, as long as the watch continues to run, Charlie will be immortal.
And then, yeah, and then spoiler, he does enough to like earn his way back into heaven or something.
Oh, yeah.
So it has a good ending, yeah, but
that would be fucked up if, like, in this kids movie, it's like, okay, well, you did whatever you needed to do, and then ending scene is just like
a dog burning in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be, haha, kids. Joke's on you. Okay. Yeah, so far, I don't have any of those overlapping on either in my top or in the list on my Facebook.
Okay. All right. There are ones that got really, because people didn't know the movies, but it was about like, one was about a woman being strangled by her necklace that gets caught in an escalator.
I saw that comment. I have no idea what that's from.
Somebody thought that it was eventually that was from the movie The Kiss,
The Kiss.
1988.
Okay, escalate. Yeah. I mean, it's popping up. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, we see like wind chimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a minute and a half long.
Although that's clearly someone's home. I don't know how this is an escalator.
That's true. But what's happening here? We got a guy with a bad mullet.
Maybe there's more than one creepy scene in the. Maybe this is.
Kind of just want to see. This is a lot of some like 80s shirtless dude. Oh, look, there's a crucifix. Some doors open. Isn't that creepy, y'all? And then there's a jump scare with like cereal falling. What the hell?
Oh, we missed something.
Yeah, we did miss something. The most ridiculous looking fake cat was screeching, and then he's covered in blood suddenly.
But that was not the escalator scene. But
that wasn't the escalator. Should I give it another shot to try and find it?
Try.
Dawn of the Dead, there's an escalator slide.
Oh wait, no, right there, the third, yeah.
Okay, escalator scene. The music. that was very clearly a mannequin. exploding. Here.
Those are amazing explosions.
We have people. Okay, people are running frantically down an escalator as a very fake explosions are happening in a mall. Oh no! Oh, but this is from Final Destination, no?
Okay, I was going to say this is not.
This is still so they're clearly about to get chewed up in this escalator, but this is not from the Kiss. This is from Final Destination. Oh no! This poor lady is getting just mauled by the inner guts of this escalator. Oh no! Oh, that's too much.
Yeah, that's
Okay, well, this is gonna be a harrowing. So we didn't find.
Yeah, but that's okay. We don't have to look anymore.
Good grief.
Okay, so should I go to some of the ones that multiple people?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, The Shining was one.
Did they mention what scene?
That was one that I definitely agree with. It was not necessarily on my list, but like the book really freaked me out when I watched it, and even the latest movie, Doctor Sleep, which returns to the Overlook Hotel, kind of freaked me out.
It did. What I saw. I think I watched that whole movie. Which parts of Doctor Sleep freaked you out?
I think the big thing, well, I mean, obviously, we were talking about this topic earlier with you. It's the like children being tortured is pretty horrific.
Oh God, yeah.
But no, it was the ghosts from the Overlook like haunting Danny away from the Overlook Hotel, I think.
Oh yeah.
The woman in the shower, the creepy old woman there.
Yeah, there's something. Oh God, yeah. There's something about like, the slow turn and grab when you're not expecting it. It's, ugh, yeah. Yeah. I saw The Shining when I was pretty young. I feel like, and for some reason, it didn't freak me out that bad. Again, because in the movie more so than in the book, there was a bit of a morality to it. It was basically saying, like, the morality of the movie was like, see what happens when you're an alcoholic? Don't be an alcoholic.
Right.
You know what happens? You do bad things and then you get killed in the snow. And so in my like morality riddled little kid brain, I was like, okay, he's a bad guy. Like,
right.
They made it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still something about that. It's like that inherently evil place, and then follow somebody. Like granted, Danny is supposed to have a very powerful shine. So like in some ways it makes sense, but it's still, there's always the idea of like once you escape the haunted house, then you should be safe.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. That's a good point. Yeah. Once you're gone, you should have left that you should have left those bad things behind. Did this Here's Johnny scene freak you out at all?
Welcome to the future of home internet.
Oh, fuck you, Verizon.
With the performance of
I mean,
5G ultra
you're great,
wideband.
Verizon. If you want to sponsor me, that's great. I'll take the cash.
Little pigs, let me come in.
Oh, and they have to do like weird camera work so that like it's weird in post so that YouTube doesn't pull it down.
Then I'll huff, and I'll puff,
but
and I'll blow your house in.
That, I don't think it's the tight camera work that Kubrick did on the axe. I don't know. It's like, this is scary for sure. It's more, yeah. It's like gripping. Yeah.
I think it's when he's quieter that it's scarier.
Yeah.
when it's that very like low level, like understated, when he's like chasing after her with an axe, yeah, it's still scary, but it's not, it's the, I guess the build up before he really like blows, that's kind of, they're really frightening.
Yeah. The irritated Jack Nicholson does the irritated evil, like super condescending
Yes.
voice a couple times.
Mhm.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't want to go down this wormhole, the rabbit hole too much, but like, you know how Kubrick just tormented Shelley Duvall the whole time.
Yeah, like tortured her, like she is scarred for life
Yeah.
from that movie, even if the rest of us aren't. She is.
Yeah. The most fucked up story that I heard from that was him saying, for some reason this sticks with me, him telling her, "Oh, you're tired. That's great. Like go get some rest. We're not going to shoot any more tonight. You can like sleep in tomorrow because we want you to be fresh for the stuff. And yeah, thanks for all your hard work. You've been super super great." And then he was totally bullshitting her and he woke her up in at like 3 a.m. and shot a lot of those scenes, and he was just like kept saying, "We need to shoot now, we need to shoot now." So she's legitimately just like sleep deprived and
At her
like,
end.
ugh, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, okay.
that's The Shining.
That was The Shining. I'm trying. Oh, the face is melting off in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That was a similar one that I had. Yeah. um Face is melting, Raiders. This has got to be online, right?
Oh, yeah.
Face melting power. And I think I had this on my list, and then not my personal list, but on my Facebook list. And then also people had said from Temple of Doom when the guy gets his heart taken out
Shut your
by
eyes, Mary,
Mola
and don't
Ram.
look at it no matter what happens.
So here's another scary thing for me when I was a kid. Here, let's skip forward. So so we're watching, everybody's seen this movie, I don't need to describe it, but again, they're Nazis. It didn't bother me that much. I mean, and then his head explodes. Yeah.
Scary though, depending on how old you are.
Yeah, super scary. Yeah. The scariest thing about that for me when I was a kid is I was and still today have poor impulse control. And so when somebody tells me to keep my eyes closed, the only thing I think about is opening my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the scary thing for me. Keep your eyes closed. I'd be like, oh God, but what? It feels itchy. I gotta open them.
Right. Or like, yeah, the whole time, like it would be like, oh my God, but what happened if I did? Like,
Yeah.
what if you, well, not if you sneeze because your eyes automatically close, but like what if it's something like that? Like you do sneeze and then like you just automatically open your eyes because you're not thinking about it, or like.
Yep. Here, let's get real psychological with this. I used to be super like the opposite of what I am now, which was very conservative, religious Christian.
Okay.
And there's that verse in the Bible that says anybody who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit, that's the unforgivable sin. Everything else is forgivable. There's some quote from the Bible like that. And my translation of the Bible, or whatever I saw at church, was like, if you basically, I interpreted that to mean if you say something bad about the Holy Spirit. So instantly my brain said, when I was 12 years old, the Holy Spirit is dumb. I remember waking my dad up at like 2 a.m. because I was sitting there reading my Bible going, I'm going to hell.
Aw.
The Holy Spirit's dumb. That's it.
I mean,
That's it.
it makes me sad that were you were that genuinely scared about it,
I
right? They-
was fucking terrified.
it's also like somewhat precious. Like, that's not the word that I want to use, but I just can't imagine you being like that, I think. So that's
Oh God. I was like, I woke him up. I was shaking him. I'm going to hell.
oh
Yeah. So, okay, so that's Raiders.
right.
Raiders slash Temple of Doom. Let's throw
Yeah.
Temple of Doom in there.
Um uh Another popular one, which I think was on both lists, was oh my god, the name of the movie just like left my brain.
Oh, great.
No, there we go. Never Ending Story.
Yes, this is pretty high up on both of our lists, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember like definitely like crying at this point in the movie, and like I didn't really cry in movies.
Oh my God. The art, and we're talking about the Artax, the
Yeah.
horse scene.
Sure.
I'm a little afraid to even play this clip, to
I'm
be
sure all
honest
you
with you.
have to do is say Never Ending Story though, and like people know.
I
Like you
think
don't even have to say the scene, they know which scene.
we need to, we got to at least try, Steph.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh God. I don't know if my heart can handle this. He's okay. Spoiler, Artax is okay. Yeah. Oh, come on, Girardelli. Get out of here. So he's in the swamp of sadness with Atreyu. And Artax is just giving in. Where's my dog? I need to hold my dog.
Come on, boy.
It lasts so long.
In this,
What's the matter?
you're Atreyu, right? And your horse fucking gets swallowed by the swamp. How do you also not get swallowed by the swamp of sadness? Like, how do you make it through?
I don't know. Yeah.
Everybody, like,
Uh,
like let.
Sadness of the swamps get to you. You have to try.
oh God, it's so traumatizing. Zoe, where are you? Where's my dog? Whoa, there he is. Zoe, it's okay. No, it was just me. Look, Zoe doesn't even like this scene.
Oh, please. I won't give up. Don't quit.
I can't handle it. And they made us watch that as little kids.
Oh man.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? I know, Zob. I stopped that clip. Did you hear him barking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty high up. That's pretty high up on my list too.
That was pretty bad. And this one again, I think was like not top necessarily, but it was definitely one of the most mentioned ones on my list. I don't know about yours. The scene in Poltergeist
Yes.
where the guy is peeling his face off in the mirror.
Oh, I didn't. The scene that people referenced was just Carol Ann going, "They're here," like with the.
It's spooky. No. Like you remember that scene though, right?
I
Have you not seen Poltergeist?
I saw Poltergeist. I'm having a moment of like I'm creeped. Like I don't even want to Google this. Here's why. Because the movie itself was plagued by so much tragedy. You know that, right? Like how every actor supposedly died in it, including Tom Skerritt, or not including it, with the exception of Tom Skerritt.
Oh, okay. Like, still remember having a career after that, but you know.
Yeah. Should we do it? Oh God.
It's when you watch it now, like because it's done with like claymation, it's still freaky. And I actually remember being freaked out by a similar thing, but I think it was in one of the other Poltergeist movies. Like I feel like it happens in like 2 or 3 or something like that, where they're in the apartment building and the sister or something starts like peeling away her skin, but it was like however many years later. So it was like slightly better, like they had refined the technology a bit.
Oh my God. Okay, here's what my friend Dustin says to his small children when they are frightened by movies.
Okay.
What he does is he looks up the behind the scenes for whatever movie it is, and he shows them how the special effects are done.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And he's like, look, it's make believe.
Yeah.
This movie is make believe, and we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. I'm calling you and telling you I'm going to hell, by the way, if I can't sleep because of this scene. You're going to get the I'm going to hell text. Steph, I'm going to hell. Okay. Oh God,
My phone
Poltergeist.
is always on like do not disturb. So.
Damn it. Poltergeist face. Oh, look, it comes up. Oh boy. Oh boy, here it is. Okay, we've got super 80s looking wallpaper. Super 80s dude, like with the aviator like nerd glasses, right?
This is one of the scientists who's there studying the like phenomena.
Oh, okay. And he's like raiding the fridge late at night, it looks like. He's got like
Yeah.
chicken. Okay, this is 2 minutes long though. Let's
Oh
bump
no,
it up.
the chicken is its own scene too, where it's like he like spits it out on the floor and then like maggots start like pouring out of it or something.
Oh God. Oh yeah, it's moving. Oh God. Oh no, the raw steak is like crawling across the counter. Oh, this is disgusting. That is pretty nasty. Oh my God, I hate that. That even because maggots themselves are disgusting. Oh, and he's puking. Oh God. I hate this stuff. I hate this. I hate this. Oh, and he's washing his face and he's looking up and there's a crazy light. Oh no. I don't think I can watch this. Oh, that's pretty okay. It turns into like a mannequin face.
Super fake, but you know, like, first see that, like
It's very similar to the Terminator. I'm not gonna watch the rest of it. It's very similar to the Terminator. Remember in Terminator where like Arnold has to do like eye surgery on himself, and
oh
it's just like a prosthetic head. This is harrowing. I didn't imagine this would be so harrowing. I imagined this would just be a good time. I'm maybe too caffeinated for this.
I'm also an idiot and I forgot to mention the movie that is in my top movie.
No, I was gonna guess.
I know, but I didn't mention it. It hasn't made the list yet, so I'd have to like list several more.
Oh.
So
Well, save it because I'll do my list and then we can. Was that the two top from yours?
yeah, I think those were the top two. Which you know, watching them again, it's like, oh, I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Artax scene I think was the top one from my thread, and Poltergeist was high up there. But there's another one that wasn't mentioned in here that was pretty high up. So, so from mine, we got Pulp Fiction in there, which I don't think we need to do this one because
No.
the
Yeah.
rape scene of Marcellus Wallace was pretty rough, and
Yeah.
I don't think I can handle that. Somebody said Outbreak, just the entire movie for obvious reasons. The Orphanage. We had a vote for Ghostbusters 2 with the slime, which I don't think any of these sort of rise to the level of like good listening. Somebody said all of Toy Story.
I saw that and I was like, huh.
Yeah, because it made my friend think that their toys were now sentient, and that implanted into their brains, well, great, now I've got to like make sure my toys are okay.
Okay. I have to say, a fun Easter egg, I guess, in that movie is the carpet in Sid, who is the sadistic boy who like mutilates toys, the carpet in his house is the carpet from The Shining.
Oh, yeah. That rings a bell for sure. Okay, let me close some of these tabs.
Oh, so I saw one on your list, and I don't know if this was one you were going to mention, but it would be a good audio.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna sort of
I was thinking
let's.
of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that was my top one. Yeah, that was my top.
Okay.
Let's do Roger Rabbit right now then. So Roger Rabbit, there's this movie had two very disturbing scenes. There's the shoe. This falls under
Oh,
the
yeah.
shoe getting dipped into, I think it's turpentine, right? Isn't it just turpentine? Because
Or
the
spirits or something like that. Yeah, like something that would melt paint, basically.
shoe is like, have you ever Googled what's like the different dog types in Disney? Have you ever looked that up?
No, I don't think so.
So there's like whole discourse behind this, like what is Goofy compared to Pluto, because Goofy is sentient and Pluto is not. So Pluto is a dog and Goofy is a man dog.
Right.
So this shoe would fall into the same category ish as Pluto. Like the thing is kind of sentient, but not really. It's sort of more, it doesn't have it's more of an animal than it is like a human.
Right, because it can't talk. Like it communicates, but not in any way that you understand, versus other than like facial expressions and like loudness or intensity or whatever of like their like honks, right? Or beeps, whatever.
Right. And for me, that is why it's disturbing. It's like animals are pure. They have no ego or id or whatever. They're it's all just like they're just genuine. They have no sins that they've committed that need to be like righted by the universe, right?
This is somebody basically murdering like a dog in front of other people to like get them.
Yeah. And then we're kids. We're supposed to watch this and be like,
Try him, convict him, and execute.
Christopher Lloyd. Oh, it's so messed up.
You can see its eyes and like expression as it's being like.
Yeah. Super messed up. And then he pulls his hand away and it's like dripping with what looks like blood, but it's paint.
Yeah, Dr. Doom.
Oh. This is the next scene. It just auto-played into the next scene. And then the next scene that people were disturbed by, which I find less disturbing, again, because it's the bad guy meeting his ultimate demise, but it's still really creepy, is when he gets run over by a steamboat. It lasts so long! So this is pretty messed up. That's pretty messed up. Oh yeah, and then he's still alive. He's sort of like paper thin and like moving around. What's that?
He's a tune.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's a tune. That's right.
Holy smoke, he's a tomb! Surprised? Not really. That lame brain freeway idea could only be cooked up.
By the way, Bob Hoskins, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really name many other movies that he was in besides this. But...
No, he's great in this. I feel like if he was the age that he was then, and just like his general vibe that he had in that movie today, I feel like he'd be in like every HBO prestige show.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like they'd just be throwing roles at him. What's he doing? Is he still alive? Let's Google him real quick. Steph, I have not been drinking coffee and I just drank cold press. Bad idea. Oh, he's R.I.P. Bob Hoskins. Died in 2014.
Oh wow. Oh, he's in
Not
Cemetery.
yeah. Oh, and he was in The Long Goodbye, Raymond Chandler novel. That kind of fits.
I remember him in the Neverland miniseries because he was Smee.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And Bob Hoskins and Phil Collins, not the same person.
no, but they do look a lot alike.
Yeah, ish, right?
Okay,
When he was younger.
I saw Phil Collins.
Young Phil Collins, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, younger Phil Collins. You could say there's a bit more of a similarity.
Why are they Phil Collins and because Donald Trump stole some of his music. Yeah. Okay, so this next one, only a few people mentioned this, but this is pretty high up there. But let's let the audio play.
Sure. Because this one was also mentioned on mine too.
Oh, okay.
And it was
Yeah.
the very first comment on mine.
And funny enough, I heard it mentioned completely out of context from like scary things. It was mentioned on a podcast I was listening to recently. Of one of the best jump scares that they've experienced. Actually, the audio, there's no burying the lead because Pee-wee's voice is so distinctive.
Yeah. On this very night.
Yeah, and
years ago,
when Large Marge picks him up,
the same stretch of road,
it's so good.
fog,
I love that she's the one telling the story too.
saw the worst accident I ever seen.
Oh, it's such
There was this sound, like a garbage truck.
And that's classic. She
Dropped
looks
off
like
the
a Tim
Empire
Burton
State
claymation character.
She does.
And of course, this was a Tim Burton movie. But yeah, let's.
They finally pulled the
Oh, it's coming up.
driver's body from the twisted, burning wreck. It looked like this.
And when you don't know the thing is, like, when you don't know that it's coming, yeah, so good. And it like the whole movie, it doesn't have claymation figures in it, and then all of a sudden her face turns into like this claymation thing. Yeah, that one was super good. That was pretty far up there. Let me see if I missed. We touched on a lot of the ones from mine. Some of the comments from the Roger Rabbit part said, one of my friends said, "Whomst the fuck decided that movie was okay?" Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Deliverance, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
More of an adult movie that just kind of happened to appeal to kids.
Yeah, and some of my friends mentioned like movies that were more recent and now have scarred them because it's like somebody said Idiocracy, and it's like, given everything that's going on now, for sure.
Right.
Should we get into our personal top scares now?
Sure.
One of the ones, I don't think I can even bear to Google this. Actually, I can. One of my friends mentioned one of mine. Maybe, I don't know if I should. Well, I'm already talking about it. Maybe I should have saved it for the end. The 1986 Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum film The Fly.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the most disturbing things I have ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's by David Cronenberg, who is body horror master. Which, by the way, crossover to my other podcast, David Cronenberg is on this season of Discovery. Did you know that?
No, I haven't watched it. So.
Oh, okay. It's really good. But he's a character. He's like, he plays a doctor kind of a guy. Like,
cool.
Just on on a very wholesome show, and he's a very disturbed individual, which I find funny. If you haven't seen this movie, it features Jeff Goldblum. Like, there was the black and white version of The Fly, and like the guy is slowly turning into a fly, and it sort of culminates in this very comic scene of like we could see the Fly, the original Fly, black and white, and it culminates in this very ridiculous where is it? It's like hell. It's like he's saying in like this.
Oh yes, I've seen that, and I've seen references to it, but I have seen this.
Please.
All right, show me where.
He's turning into a fly. This guy is, and they walk up to a spider web.
Waiting house.
It's Vincent Price, and they're. Actually, it's pretty creepy the way they have that guy looking. And the spider gets him, and I think they squash it with a rock or something. Yeah. It's pretty disturbing.
That is still pretty, yeah.
It's pretty disturbing.
Even,
Have you seen the 86 version?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, well, here we go. I shouldn't have done this with this much caffeine in me. Oh my goodness. This is gonna...
Mistakes were made.
oh, good God. Oh, good God. This is after... This is when Goldblum is becoming... Like, actually, it's the Fly scene where he's ripping his own... I'm not going to play it. I don't think I could do it. Where he's ripping his own ear off. He's like degrading. I watched that movie probably shortly after it came out. So I was 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Let's see how the special effects hold up. So, oh, that's right. He's this disgusting...
We'll be the ultimate family. A family of 3 joined together in one body. More human than I am alone.
The look on your face. Oh no, that's right. I forgot she rips his jaw. Oh no. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that just... No, there's actually another one, which I will not play the scene of. But okay, what's one of yours?
One of mine. Okay, so we're gonna go with the least traumatizing and one that is actually funny and people will laugh at me for.
Okay.
Is the ending of Spaceballs.
Oh, interesting.
So do you remember? And they're at the diner, and then the guy has the chest burster that comes out.
Oh yeah, it does. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Yeah.
Reason why it like I won't say scarred me for life, but I mean, since we're going with that theme, yes, it stuck with me for so long because I had never seen Aliens, so I had no frame of reference, and I was just like, "What the?"
It's so, if you don't know that it's a reference to something else, and then you're in the middle of this comedy, you're like, "What the fuck? This is not funny."
Disturbing.
Let's see it.
Welcome to the future of home internet.
Verizon's gonna sponsor
with the performance of 5G ultra wideband and none of the baggage of the past.
Okay. What's funny is they got John Hurt. Like, that's the actor from Alien.
Not again.
And the alien sort of screeches and then puts a little top hat on.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my water. Baby, my
Oh, it's so dumb. Good old Mel Brooks.
again, like having no frame of reference, I was just like, what the fuck was that?
Why is he saying it yet again? Like, there's so many questions if you don't know that it's a reference to another thing.
Yeah, so that was my that was one of mine.
Okay. Oh god, I don't even. Okay, I need an out from this one. I need to be able to not play the clip from this one.
Okay,
I can't Google this.
that's fine.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, we can't Google it. We'll just say we can't for whatever reason. There's licensing problems or
I have never been able to make it through this whole movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I have never been able. Oh, and only one person mentioned The Fly on mine. Of course, nobody mentioned the Spaceballs in yours, right?
No, nobody mentioned it.
Spaceballs.
Nobody else was ever going to be freaked out by that because they either probably saw Alien and that was traumatizing enough, or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs, I have never been able to watch the entire thing of. Never. And I cannot handle. I remember being not quite like 21, but pretty close to 20, and like slamming off the DVD player when it got to Buffalo Bill dancing around in the skin suit.
Oh,
I just can't do it.
I don't think I've seen Silence of the Lambs, or I haven't seen all of it or something like that. Like I've seen clips and I know enough, right? Like I know the plot of the movie, but
the other thing that scars me is I can handle a lot of movies, a lot of disturbing movies. I cannot handle cannibalism. I know there's a scene, because for some reason why did I see it? There's like some sequel to Silence of the Lambs or something where he feeds a guy his own brain or something.
that was Hannibal. That was Ray Liotta was the guy who ate his own brains. And yeah, he's
not fucking handle
opened up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Was when I saw that in the movie theater, there was a 5-year-old behind me.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be scarred for life. That's
that child will be like,
yeah.
I watched the man eat his own head. I can't handle that. The similar to that, I have not been able to figure out what this movie is. There's a movie where it's some French movie. A guy kidnaps 3 20s-ish or like teenage-ish kids. Okay. I saw it when I was living in Gainesville, and my roommate at the time had like a satellite dish back when people actually had those things. So it was on some random ass channel.
Okay.
He kidnaps these kids, or like 20s-ish kids or whatever. Rapes them. One of them, just the boy, over and over again. And then but then it's like a Stockholm syndrome thing, and the kid is like, oh, we're together.
Okay.
And then they're eating a meal, the kid and the girl, and they're like, where's Joe?
Nope. You just ate him. Yeah.
I've tried to figure out the name of that movie, and it's just like, I can't handle those. I even just telling you, even describing the plot of that movie to you, like, I'm done. I'm physically disturbed. I can't handle it. What a great time this has been for both of us. Was there one more? You have 2 more?
I have 2 more. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I'm trying to think of which one I should be my ending one.
Okay.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go with this order. The Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah, that's the common. That was one on my list too. Yeah, which part?
I was 12 when I watched it. The whole movie. I was 12 when I watched it. I had nightmares through college about things.
Oh, so
Like,
many people, for some reason, I just never either saw this movie
I am a
or
technological superintelligence.
is
okay,
James
this is
Corden?
not it.
No,
This is
my
an
analysis
HBO
showed that
Max
hearing
commercial.
James Corden's
Also mentioned this.
Aren't you gonna say hello? Oh, come on, bucko.
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers. My dad said so.
Very wise of your dad.
Good.
Georgie, very
Again,
wise indeed.
here it's because the kid actually gets killed, right?
My boat!
Exactly.
It's like
Oh, yes.
in other movies,
Slow.
the kid gets away.
Well, that's the thing. I've actually seen things where I've had friends who are like, "What the fuck is wrong with Stephen King?" Because it's all about kids being like tortured and killed and stuff, and it's like, I think a lot of it comes from the fact that a lot of people, like, you still believe in magic and you still believe in monsters and you still believe in like fantastic things when you're a kid, right? So maybe that's why, is because they're like, people say that kids are more open to like seeing ghosts or something like that because they still believe in stuff like that. So that maybe that's part of the reason why. But what my friend mentioned, there's a shower scene, I think, where he comes out of the drain.
The oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that is creepy.
Yeah. So, and because
Here I am, Wheezy. Hey, you're gonna like it down here. Won't
Yeah.
be good to run, girly
And
boy.
like stretching it wider, wide enough to be able to like come out of. And
Oh, I have an alternate theory about why there's so many kids in Stephen King stuff, especially in the 80s.
okay.
And I learned about this when I moved to Minnesota. Do you know? I wasn't familiar with this case. Do you know the Jacob Wetterling case?
No.
Have you heard of that? So in Minnesota, there in the 80s, this kid went missing, and I might be getting the details of this wrong, but it was because of Jacob Wetterling that they did the "Have you seen this child?" thing on milk cartons.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was because of him that like a lot of things happened, like maybe not because of, but like a lot of chain reactions happened because of that. Like now we have like registries and things, and like it's not safe to go outside and all of that stuff. There's a really good podcast that somebody from Minnesota did 2 years ago where they still hadn't found Jacob Wetterling's kidnapper or like murderer or whatever happened to the kid, and this journalist figured it out.
Really? Wow.
2018 or 2017 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called the In the Dark podcast. Like
Okay.
she sort of narrowed it down, and because of the reporting that she did, the police were able to reopen the case and like figure it out. But like around the time that happened, there was this big like stranger danger thing, and like your kids are going to be they go over it in that podcast where they're like, kids are going to be like, your kids are going to get taken off the streets and this and that. And a lot of Stephen King's like kid terror stuff, It and some of these other ones, were made in the 80s during all of that. So
Oh, that makes sense.
there's some tie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister is terrified of clowns. Like, and it's because of that movie, basically. Like, she was like 5 when we watched it.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, like, she cannot handle pictures of clowns. She doesn't like nothing to do with them.
I legitimately might I'm gonna have to watch like some Seinfeld. I'm gonna have to like for me, it's not the clowns. I'm still thinking about Poltergeist and The Fly. Those two things are I'm gonna have to.
Similar scenes, so yeah, I get it.
Ugh, can't handle it. Body horror stuff is what gets me. There's a new movie. I'm about to spoil the hell out of this movie. There's this new Nicolas Cage movie called Color Out of Space, and it's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Okay.
Spoilers for this movie. Basically like this alien presence comes down and starts infecting this family, and like a bunch of weird they're sort of twisted, and like they themselves are becoming like angry with each other and other things. But there's a scene where the mom is like, and the youngest son are both hit with radiation at the same time, and they're fused together with like the kid is like now like a face that's growing out of her back, and
Wow.
she is kind of like this melted, like she's not even really herself, and like the dad is trying to save her and like makes her drink out of a saucer of water, like he like kisses her in that state. Nicolas Cage does. And it's so gross. It's so disgusting. Do not watch that movie.
No, I won't. That's
What a good podcast this is turning out to be.
yeah. It's a happy. It's a Christmassy podcast.
Why did we do this?
I don't. I gave you a whole lot of suggestions. I guess I could have said something like, "Name your favorite like Christmas memory," or I don't know.
You need to talk me off of cliffs of things that are bad ideas to podcast about.
Yes, I don't know. I was just like, yes, let's go with it.
It made for good Facebook thread.
Like, do you have any others in your personal top?
I'm done scarring myself.
Okay.
So no.
Okay, so my number one, and I picked this only because I can like chronologically, it's the one that I can say has longest stuck with me and like scarred me. And this is not a movie that was like released in a cinema or anything. This was a bus safety like video that they showed me in like second grade.
Oh.
There are two. So right, like the one that apparently everybody is familiar with is one called like Dead Zones or Death Zones or something like that, and it's about the area like in front of and behind the bus where like kids, like are. So it's like talking about kids getting hit because they're like, yeah. The one that I was shown was one called it was called something like "And Then It Happened."
Oh, there it is. 17 minutes long.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but towards the end, I just remember this one clip where it's
Look
like
at the way it's shot. It's shot like the French Connection or something.
I just remember there being a scene where like this kid has a mouse and like he in front of the bus driver's face or whatever. The bus wrecks, and then like later on, it's like showing this montage of like kids with like bloody faces and like
look at that. The kids are screaming. The bus is like wheeling all over. Oh no! Oh no!
Like the montage of like kids falling and they're all bloody and like.
Grabbed Tom's photography magazine. If Tom hadn't gotten out of his seat. If Jim hadn't tried to get even with Emma.
Oh no!
Emma would not have lost control. And this
the
would
bus
never
is in
happen.
the river.
And said to me, and like, yeah, like I don't even know. I don't even know what to say because I'm just like, it fucked me up, man.
Oh my god, that is so over the top.
So over the top. But that was that era, right? Like that.
Oh my god.
Was made in the 70s, but it was, well, let's see. If I was 7, it was like 88 when they showed it to me.
Yeah.
So like this big like movement of like, we're gonna scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. Have you seen the found footage festival Liberty Mutual it's like actual things. Have you seen that? Does that ring a bell to you at all?
Oh, it does not.
If you Google Liberty Mutual safety video, I think it's Liberty Mutual. No, maybe that's not it. Let's do found footage safety video. There we go. What is it? I thought it was Liberty Mutual. Yeah, it only takes a second. That's what it is. It's longer than a minute, and this is an actual. It's an actual insurance safety video that they actually produced and made. And it is one of the funniest things, not disturbing. It's one of the funniest things.
What I see is a foot going underneath the lawnmower.
There's a foot going under. Yeah, it's so funny. So I feel like we did all the scarring ones. We're gonna end on this funny clip.
All right.
Because, yeah. Federated Mutual Insurance Company, from 95.
Watch out!
I want to see your reaction. I gotta move this around. It's like a series of like these ridiculous pratfalls. Like a kid getting. Let's skip forward to. Oh, this is just the best of. There's a longer version of this. Okay. It's a good one. All right, so I think what we've learned is that we have scarred ourselves all over again.
Yes.
That's basically all we've learned.
For other people's entertainment.
Sure. Or ours.
Or just ours, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm delusional in thinking that there'll be many people who listen to this, but yeah.
Maybe our friends, we'll post it and we'll see if our friends who commented will get joy out of us subjecting ourselves to these horrors.
Right, we'll bait them. Be like, did your like Scarred for Life pick make the list? Listen to our podcast to find out. Oh my god, there's so many that we didn't name. Like this podcast would have to be like another hour long.
Which ones are honorable mentions that we didn't talk about?
Oh, okay, hang on. Pretty much all of Requiem for a Dream, apparently.
Oh my god, that movie is just bleak all over the place. Yeah.
Never saw it. I had friends who were like, "Oh, it'll make you never want to do drugs again," and then all those same fucking friends still did drugs. I guess it didn't really work, did it? But I was like, no thanks. I already don't want to do drugs. I don't really need to have a movie to scare me into it.
Yeah. Requiem for a Dream is pretty messed up. Somebody mentioned on my thread the Nightmare on Elm Street, crawling, like taking a girl and like pulling her up against the ceiling. I guess happened.
Somebody mentioned Doom Generation. Again, probably just the whole movie.
I want to watch that, actually. I think that's by somebody that I think that might be a Cronenberg. Doom Generation. I'm not pulling the clip up. I'm just looking at the. Greg Araki. Yeah.
It says a black comedy thriller. Like, I don't remember it being very comedic, but maybe I'm just wrong and I don't remember it.
Heathers really bothered me when I saw it when I was a kid.
Oh, I can understand that. Like, my stepmother gave me that DVD for Christmas one year, and the first time I watched it, I was like, why the fuck did she give me this? Like, what?
There's a movie called Happiness. Have you seen that? Which is a newer movie.
Happiness with a Y or something like that?
No. You're thinking of The Pursuit of Happiness with this movie is just called Happiness, and it's like it's just disturbing on so many levels, and it's supposed to be a comedy, and I had to turn it off as an adult. Yeah. Somebody else mentioned that they couldn't sleep in a top bunk anymore after watching Halloween, the first one.
Halloween, it's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Yes, you're right. Yeah, where there's like a some kind of pen or like a nail or something going through a guy's neck.
Oh no! Not a pin or a nail. It is an arrow, like from a bow at a camp, and it comes up through the bottom bunk, like through.
Bull.
Yeah. Pet Cemetery was one that was mentioned.
I've never seen it. I don't think I want to see it.
I haven't either, but the kid comes back from the dead, and then he tries to kill his parents. So, and there is a scene where he I feel like the dad, or I think it's the dad, is on the stairs, and the kid has a scalpel and cuts the Achilles tendon.
Oof. Yeah. I saw. Yeah, somebody mentioned that, or maybe I read it on your thread. Yeah.
Candyman. I mean, again, that's just a whole.
I've never seen that.
I haven't seen it either.
It's getting remade this year or next year, I think, or next year. Obviously, no time to be remade this year.
But yeah. One that I was surprised did not make the list was The Witches.
Oh yeah.
Did just get remade as well, but the in the original movie, I mean, just seeing clips from it, depending on the age again that you are when you watch it, seeing the witches transform into their real selves, could be terrifying.
I remember being pretty bothered by the same thing. I remember being pretty bothered by Willy Wonka.
Yes, yeah, my friend mentioned the tunnel scene is.
Yeah, and those kids don't come back, right?
Not in the Gene Wilder one. No, you don't ever see them again. So as far as you know, they're freaking dead.
I hate that. I hate that to this day, Steph. Just us talking about it, I hate it. Yeah,
in the book and in the movie, the Johnny Depp movie, you see them alive afterwards. They are all transformed, or something has happened to them.
Yeah.
But they're still alive, right? They've just they've been punished essentially for.
Just tell me they're alive in the Gene Wilder version too. Just lie to me and tell me that
they're alive. They just
okay.
It's on the cutting room floor.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Which all right.
Wilder version is good. I feel like it's a creepy fucking book. So I feel like it needs to be a kind of creepy kids movie. And the Tim Burton one maybe stayed truer to the book, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, and Tim Burton at that stage started to get into too much CG stuff. It's he lost what made Pee-wee's Big Adventure great and what made the first Batman and Batman Returns. It's he lost the juice somehow.
Yeah.
Have you do you like the songs from the Gene Wilder version?
Yeah, I like the songs.
The Primus redid the entire soundtrack. The Primus maybe 3 or maybe it's been 5 years now or 4 years. Anyway, one of their latest releases, they redid the whole Willy Wonka soundtrack. And with typical Les Claypool weirdness.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to listen to.
That sounds pretty rad. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we babbled enough. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's see. It's been at least an hour now.
Yeah. I think we did it justice.
I think so. We have thoroughly gone over this subject.
Listen, if you have time next week, we could actually do a Christmas episode, and you could break your streak and watch Die Hard.
I could.
We could get someone who has never seen Die Hard's honest reaction to watching Die Hard.
Would we just do it on Die Hard, or would we pick a theme of like we did this time, right? Because I mean, I come up with a list of these scenarios of that scarred you for life, or I don't even remember what some of the others.
I don't know either. We'll workshop it off mic.
Okay. I
But
mean,
maybe we'll do.
I've got 4 days off next week, so I've got Sunday, Monday, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas. So
Yeah.
I could do
All
it.
right. All right. Okay. Well, this was fun. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna press stop recording now.